Hey, how's it going? It's Sophia here from Zen Guidance. I hope you're all doing well, and thank you so much for clicking on today's Pick a Card reading. So, in this video, we're going to be looking at your next 48 hours. So, what's going to be happening for you in the next 48 hours from now? Okay, so all you need to do to find out is choose one of the three images on your screen. Feel free to pause the video here if you need some time. And once you've made your choice, you can go to the description box below where you'll find the corresponding timestamps to your chosen pile. Okay, so let's get into your reading now. Click the timestamp and I'll see you there. Hi, Group 1. So let's take a look at your next 48 hours. So what's going to be happening for you in the next 48 hours? I love doing these readings, like the yes or no readings, because they're always so random, so different. So I'm intrigued to see what comes out for you. Now, we've already had a jumper come through here, material and spiritual prosperity. Okay, which is quite a nice way to begin this. We have the card of intuition and the sacrifice card. Okay. So, your next 48 hours, group number 1, I feel like, first of all, your intuition is going to be very, very powerful. I feel like you're going to be following your intuition more keenly than maybe you have done previously before these next couple of days. Okay, but it feels like it's either going to feel stronger or you're going to be following it more. So you may actually be giving yourself a little bit of time, a little bit of freedom, because oftentimes when we have things planned out too rigidly, this can block us from following our intuition. But when we keep things free, keep our mind clear, keep our schedule clear for a little bit, we're able to follow the spontaneity of the intuitive hits that we get. Okay, so you may be watching this around a weekend, or maybe you're going to have some days off potentially. This may be at the end of the next 48 hours though, because I do see something about money coming through here. The material and spiritual prosperity. So it kind of feels like the beginning of the next 48 hours, you'll feel, or maybe this is how you're feeling now, that something doesn't seem to be quite fair. Like maybe you've been putting in a lot of time and effort at work, but you're not being recognized for it. Or maybe you're not being paid as well as you feel like you deserve. Or maybe there's been a delay and you're receiving some money. But it does feel like that energy isn't going to last, okay? Because it definitely switches on its head, because this is the energy of you feeling the exact opposite, okay? Feeling like you do have everything you need, okay? You've been paid, or you've been rewarded or acknowledged for the work that you've done. So I do see you feeling very joyous, very happy about this. So there is definitely some positive turnaround for you here, I see. Okay, so yeah, if you have been worried about money or worried about how much effort you've been putting in to something, just know that you are going to be rewarded for it. Okay, you're going to see that in these next 48 hours. So you're not going to have to wait much longer for that to come through. Okay, but let's get some more information. Your next 48 hours, group number 1. Okay, so we have Libra, balance. Okay. And then midheaven. Okay, I mean, there's definitely a lot about career coming through here for you. Okay, so I do feel like your career is going to be quite a focus in these next 48 hours. Okay, I do feel like you're going to be focusing on trying to reach the top of some kind, because the midheaven is the pinnacle, which is the top of the ladder, the top of your achievements. Okay, maybe this is even like crossing everything off of your to-do list. Okay, making sure you've completed everything that you set out to do. Okay, so career definitely is going to be playing a theme here. So again, maybe this is falling on some working days and then you're waiting for that time off where you can follow your intuition more. But I do feel like this is all connected though. Like your intuition is leading you to reach the top of something. Now, this may also be connected to a contract, okay, with Libra. This can represent contract, legal matters, as well as relationships. So there may also be a relationship theme happening here in the next couple of days, but we need more clarity, don't we? Okay, but definitely something connected to other people. Your next couple of days, your next 48 hours, your hard work is paying off. So yes, definitely, I definitely see you working incredibly hard, putting in the graft, putting in the hours, okay? And it is paying off, as it says. So Yeah, again, if you've been worried about whether it's going to pay off, whether this hard work is going to give you what you need, it will. It really will. We've got to take time to breathe out and then meditate and contemplate. So there is a part of this 48 hours, like I said, where you're going to be really grafting, really working, and then seeing the rewards come in. But there's also this part. So maybe there's like one of these days you're going to be focused on work, and then another day you'll be relaxing. Okay, you'll be in this breathing out mode. Okay, because this is you taking a breather, taking some space, allowing yourself to feel more relaxed in some way. Yeah, so this may feel like it's a well-deserved break, well-deserved time off. But then we have the meditate and contemplate. So again, very psychic energy. I feel like you're going to be picking up a lot of psychic hits these next 2 days, like really, really powerfully. That's one of the strongest messages in your reading today, group 1. Okay, very, very powerful. So take note of these intuitive messages coming in. You could even, write them in your notes. Like maybe they won't make sense straight away, but they may do later on. But yeah, definitely either take mental notes or literal notes about these intuitive hits, because I do feel like they're going to come in handy later. Okay, but I see you also taking some time to meditate here. Now, whether you actually call it meditation or whether you just call it some time out to yourself to clear your mind, clear your thoughts, I do feel like you're going to spend some time doing so. Maybe some of you are into yoga. Okay, or like I said, meditation, or you just need to find some time where you're able to relax, where you're able to be at peace with yourself. Okay, now I also feel like you're going to be having a lot of intense dreams. Okay, at night. This might also be something that you want to take note of in the morning. It's like the dreams that you've been having, the symbolism that's coming through, the people that you dream about. Okay, there's some kind of meaning to that. I feel like that's going to be very prominent for you, that's going to help you in some way to progress moving forwards. Okay, but it's a very dreamy quality, very imaginative. So this may also be something creative. You're going to be doing something creative with your time. I'm seeing something with the hands here. So maybe you're an artist of some description. Obviously there's many, many different forms of art that you could be doing, or writing, or poetry, or this could even be like creating videos, for instance. Pisces represents videos, films, music, that kind of thing. So this may be also in part how you're going to be spending these next 48 hours. Okay, so it's definitely a bit of a diverse mix between relaxing, having fun, being creative and intuitive, between also working, grafting, making physical effort in terms of progressing yourself and your career. Okay. So let's see what else is coming through about your next 48 hours. What's going to be happening for you? Okay, we have poised. Loyal heart. Okay. So group 1, there's something you're going to feel like is on standby in some way, or that you feel like you're on standby. Now, maybe it's a relationship. You may feel like you have to put a relationship on the back burner, or maybe you feel like you're having to wait. You're waiting for someone, or you're waiting for the right moment to strike in some form. Because of this loyal heart energy, like there's definitely a love connection coming through here. So this may be, excuse me, if you're already in a relationship, if you're in a partnership with somebody, which is coming through very strongly here. I definitely feel like there is a person in your life right now, whether you are in an official relationship, a situationship, whatever it may be for you. I do feel like there is somebody very important in a love context that's coming through here that I feel like you're going to be waiting for in some way. But I kind of get the sense that they might be waiting for you as well. So it's like you may both be feeling the same thing. You may both be wanting each other to reach out or to move forwards, but then both of you are like at a bit of a stalemate here. But I also get the sense that you two are mirroring each other, because it feels like your person is also focusing on their work these next 48 hours. And that, I mean, of course, I guess that's not necessarily mirroring, because we all have to focus on our work at different points in time. But it feels like certainly in these next 48 hours, you're going to be mirroring each other a little bit here, okay? I feel like you're both going to be focusing on your own personal goals and your achievements, getting to where it is you want to get to. Sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling, by the way. It's making some strange noises. It's too early for me to eat. I'm like a day faster usually. This is when I usually record my readings, is in the morning or the afternoon. But anyway, you may not even be able to hear it, but I just thought I'd let you know if you are wondering. Okay, So your next 48 hours, group one, your next 48 hours, answering the call. Okay. So you are going to be receiving some kind of call, a phone call or a text message. Okay. This could be some kind of surprise invitation. So it could be from your person, this person you've been waiting to hear from. Okay. Or it may be even information about your person, or that some way is going to help you connect to your person. Spirit of fire. Okay. And then medicine bag. So there's definitely going to be a lot of passion, okay, in these next 2 days for you. Now, I feel like it has a connection to this call. And I feel like the call has a connection to romance, okay? Now, for some of you, it may be a call about work, okay? It could be like an emergency call. Someone needs you to come in. Someone needs you to do something, to send an email or send some kind of correspondence over. So yeah, for some of you, it might be in relation to work, but for a lot of you, I'm definitely sensing it's connected to love. Okay, this person, this loyal heart person here. Now, it may be that they're calling to ask you for some help. Okay, with the medicine bag, there's something about a need for healing here. So it may be, yeah, this person reaches out to you for some form of healing. Now, maybe that's something you do in your profession. Maybe you're somebody that helps people in some form. Okay, so they may be asking for your help or for your advice or guidance on something. Yeah, I really feel like that's the case. Like that may be the way that they excuse themselves. They may, especially if this is somebody you haven't spoken to a lot recently, it may be that this is the way in which they come towards you. They feel like that's the only way that things are going to progress with my group one, is to ask them for some kind of help. Okay. For some of you, you might actually be visiting somebody as well in a hospital, okay, or the doctors, or maybe even at home if they're at home but they're poorly. I definitely see something about visiting somebody poorly here for some of you. Okay. Your next 48 hours. So there's definitely a lot going on here. Like this isn't going to be a quiet next 48 hours, even though I do feel like you're going to spend some time being quiet. Maybe this is something you feel like you need after you go through so much, especially if you're feeling like you need to help people, or you need to do extra work, you need to focus on some contracts issues, or whatever this may be for you that's keeping you busy. It feels like, yeah, you're able to take some space as well. You're able to take a rest. Maybe this is something you feel like you need extra of, this piece, this time out, because of maybe the situation gets quite intense because of the fiery energy coming through. It feels like very quick, very go, go, go energy. Okay, so it may even be like, yeah, somebody needs you quite quickly or quite urgently. Or like I said, it could be like a last minute invitation, like a last minute plan that was created. Okay, something spontaneous I feel like is coming through here. So yeah, you may like be planning to just chill out, for instance, and maybe you are spending some time chilling out after working, and then like you don't have any plans, you're not thinking about doing anything, and then suddenly a call comes through out of the blue and you feel like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead with that invitation or accept that. Okay, but let's see. Anything else you need to know? I will get the fishbowl messages for this reading today as well. Okay, we've got the King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, your next 48 hours, group one, Six of Swords, okay, and the Three of Wands. This is so diverse, it really is. There's so much. I don't know how you're managing to cram all of this in the next 48 hours, group one, because it's like a lot. Like usually there might be like a rough theme, like one theme or a couple of things that, you know, you'll be doing. Obviously, when we think about what we do on a day-to-day basis, they're not always filled with so many different activities. Some days are going to be more boring than others. But this is definitely not going to be a boring couple of days for you, that's for sure, for what I see here, group one. I definitely feel like I said there's a lot going on. There's a lot that you're going to be doing. You're going to be on the move here as well. So this is another aspect that's come through here, is travel. Okay, so maybe this invitation has something connected to travel. Maybe this is a trip that you're invited on. And maybe the trip isn't going to happen in the next 48 hours, but you're just invited onto it, okay? Or it might be something that you discuss, future travel plans and trips. But for some of you, this might actually be you're traveling somewhere, you're on the move. And maybe it's when you're actually traveling that you're spending this time resting, dreaming, you know, being creative, imagining things, fantasizing. Because oftentimes when we're traveling, you know, when we've got hours and hours upon hours of traveling, it can be obviously very boring, and that can be a great time to actually be sleeping or dreaming or fantasizing or again being creative, thinking of ideas, because there's not a lot else you can do whilst you're on the move. So yeah, this may be that this is where your mind goes when you are sort of on this move. But now we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is this feeling of independence coming through and strength, but also money, financial abundance. Okay, so if you have been feeling a lack of money lately or worry about money, I don't feel like you're going to feel that for much longer, okay? Because within these next 48 hours, you're going to feel very, very strong, very much in control, and super secure in yourself. Like, I don't see you feeling worried, which you may have been doing previously, but yeah, I feel like this is you just doing your own thing. So maybe this is also that you've got a level of freedom these next 2 days, especially if you have children, for example. Maybe they are at a grandparent's house, or, if you're not with their other parent or something, maybe they're spending the weekend with their other parent, or like I said, maybe they're with their grandparents for some of you, for those of you that have children, of course. Okay, but if you don't have kids, if this may just be you've got a bit more freedom, like I said, you are able to feel like you can do your own thing. You're in charge in some way. So even though, like I said, maybe you are called into work or you're called to do some form of work for your career, but it's like it seems to be on your terms. Okay, so yeah, it's like you have the power, you have the control over this. So maybe this is also that you have the power to say no to whatever this is, which I'm sure you do. But I don't feel like you are going to say no. I feel like you will say yes to whatever this call is that comes through. Now, it could be coming through from this masculine, King of Swords in reverse. Okay, they could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. That's a possibility. But when they're reversed, they can be quite rude, okay? Quite rude, quite blunt. So just be aware of that, or be cautious that they may not be like the most polite in the way that they come towards you, in the way that they ask you something. It kind of feels like, yeah, either it's very blunt or it's straight to the point. There's no kind of fluff or politeness surrounding it. It's very much like, can you do this? Can you do this now? Or like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like, hey, how are you? Hope you're having a good day, weekend, whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's very like I said, either it's just very blunt to the point, or like I said, it may even come across as a bit rude, okay? So let's see what else is coming through here. God, my stomach's going nuts right now. Okay, so we have the Outlaw and Love. So this kind of looks like a hiking boots. So maybe this is something that you'll be doing. Maybe you're going to be going on a hike or some kind of walk. I'm seeing walking uphill, okay? Because even here, look at this mountain. There's a lot about walking mountains, and that could even look like she's hiking, where she's using the swords as sticks to help. So yeah, maybe you're going to be going on a hike, up a mountain, up a cliff, or just, like I said, uphill in some way. I definitely see you walking uphill. So yeah, wherever you might be traveling to, or maybe this is the way in which you travel. Maybe this is a long walk, okay? Or a run, or some kind of, physical activity where you're going to be connected to mountains. I'm definitely seeing mountains, or very earthy energies coming through. A lot of earth has actually come through in your reading today, group 1. So a lot about money, physicality, your health, okay, but also being very active, doing things. Like I said, you're certainly going to be on the move. I don't see you having a lot of rest, even though you will take some time to breathe out, of course, but it's going to be a very active couple of days for you. Now, we also have Love here as well. So like I said, there is definitely a love connection coming through here. There's somebody I feel like you will be spending some time with, whether this is in person or, like I said, this may be over the phone, okay? Or maybe this is something you arrange to meet each other. But like I said, you may not actually come together in the next 2 days, but you might arrange to meet, okay? Or like I said, maybe it's a surprise invitation. Maybe you actually go on a run or a hike with this person, the person that you love, okay? So let's see what else is coming through here. Your next 48 hours. Group number 1. Oh my God, we've had loads just fly out. Okay. Loads. So we've got level up. That doesn't surprise me. Because of all that, the mountains, like there's like a literal leveling up here. So I feel like this is like a dual meaning, like figurative as well, because I feel like you are leveling up in your life, in your money, in your finances, in your career, maybe also in your love life. Okay, this could be reaching a higher level of commitment, but I feel like it's very symbolic in the way that you will actually be climbing some sort of mountain or walking uphill, doing something that takes you to the top. Okay, we've got social media influencer. So maybe you are a social media influencer. Maybe you'll be connected with a social media influencer. Maybe you'll be like documenting what you're doing these next 2 days. You might be videoing it, putting it out somewhere behind the scenes. Maybe you won't actually be posting it, but you'll just be filming things. Okay, I definitely see you filming something here these next 2 days. So yeah, this might be for work or maybe it's for personal. Okay, we've got September. So maybe this is around when you're watching this. Okay, obviously this being a timeless pick a card reading. But it could be something that you're planning for the month of September. Something about September is definitely going to be coming up for you in these next 48 hours. So yeah, like I said, something you might discuss booking, something you're going to do moving forwards. We've got sugar-coated lies. Okay, so you know how I was saying about that person coming through that's going to be very blunt? It's kind of the opposite of that. Maybe this is how you feel you have to be with somebody. In terms of just being very tactful in some way. I don't know. You feel like you have to be extra nice. We've got high self-esteem, 1 hour. Ooh. So maybe this call is going to come in within an hour. That's a possibility here. Or maybe it'll take 1 hour to do something. But an hour seems to be very prominent. High self-esteem. So yeah, I'm not surprised to see that either with the 9 of Pentacles. I do feel like this is you feeling like you've got high self-esteem. You're going to be feeling super confident in yourself these next 2 days. You're going to be feeling super sure about yourself. We've got petite. Family. Yes. The 5th and the 11th house. So obviously you could be spending some time with family. Maybe a petite family member or somebody that you know that is super petite, maybe in their height or in their body type or something. A small person, could even be a child for some of you. Okay, petite energy. Like I said, we've got family here that you may be spending more time with, or maybe just, like I said, speaking to on the phone or something. The 11th and the 5th house, we've got Aquarius and we've got Leo. So yeah, I definitely feel like you're going to be having some fun. Okay, like I said, this is such a mixed bag. I don't know how you're cramming so much in these next 48 hours. I really don't. Unless there's a lot of people watching this. I have no idea how many people are actually going to be watching this. But unless that could be the case, that there's so many different ways this is going to be working out. But if this is making any sense for you whatsoever, please comment something purple, like a purple emoji, a purple heart, or grapes, or something purple that lets me know that this has made sense for you. Okay, I appreciate to know this because I like to know that I'm on the right track. Or just give the video a like. Okay, that also lets me know. So thank you. But there is, like I said, there's a lot going on. I definitely don't feel like you're going to be alone. Maybe you might do this hike alone. For some of you, I do feel like that might be your respite, okay, where you're able to take a breather away from people. But I feel like this 5th house and the 11th house, these are connected to other people, specifically the 11th, because this is Aquarian energy. It's like large groups of people. Okay, so it could even be some kind of festival or an event where there's a lot of people. The 5th house can represent the events like parties and birthdays and going out for drinks or dinner, that kind of thing, going to the movies. The 11th house, like I said, it's more about events, big events, that type of thing, or going to somewhere that you're a member of, like a gym, for example. Okay, so that could also be something that you're doing, going to a gym. Okay, or I definitely feel like you're going to be meeting a lot of new people here. There's a lot of people coming through here. Now, 11th house can also represent social media. So this may be the way in which you're connecting with other people a lot, is through social media. Okay, but you're definitely going to be having a lot of fun, I feel like. And there's a lot of spontaneous action coming through here with the 11th house. A lot of spontaneous action and things changing here for you. Okay, so yeah, very interesting next 48 hours. I'm excited to see how this all plays out for you. And like I said, please let me know in the comments if this does resonate, whether it's now or in, of course, 48 hours from now. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is below. I offer email readings and video readings, so there's different options to choose from. And I am going to be adding different things onto my website as well, different products, services. So keep an eye out for what's upcoming. Okay, so I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now. Okay, group number 2, let's take a look at your next 48 hours. Excuse me. Okay, so what's going to be happening for you in the next 48 hours. Okay, what's going to be happening? Okay, we have stand your ground. What's going to be happening in your next 48 hours? Love begins. Wow, okay. And then rest and rejuvenate. So group number 2, straight away I am picking up on some mental stress here. Okay, because there's a situation unfolding where you feel like you're not going to be able to stand your ground, stand up for yourself, or you'll feel in some way like you've been weakened, like your position is weakened in some way. Now, I'm not sure what this is actually connected to at this point. Obviously, I will pull more cards and see what this is connected to, but I mean, it could be about work, it could be about love, could be about romance, okay, because we do have the love begins, Ace of Cups. So there does seem to be some kind of love offer or opportunity coming in here. So this may be an offer from somebody you've been hoping to hear from, or this could be somebody brand new, okay? But there's definitely love coming in. However, it feels in some way it's stressing you out. Okay, so for whatever reason that may be, maybe you know why that is. Excuse me. I mean, if you do know, please comment below. Let me know if you know why that would be. But let me see. We've got the 9th house, your next 48 hours. Gemini, cross-pollinate. Okay. So I'm definitely seeing there's going to be a lot of talking going on here, okay? With this Mercurial Gemini energy, yeah, there's definitely a lot of talking I'm seeing here. But yeah, something you may feel like you have to give up the fight on, okay? So maybe this is like you've got very strong convictions about something, but then you're talking with somebody and you realize, I just want to keep the peace. I'm not trying to be right. I would rather just be peaceful with them than right. So you may decide to relinquish your ideas, your control, or your need to be right about the situation, okay? So it's not about necessarily you feeling weak or that somebody is walking all over you. For some of you, that may be the case, but at least you've got this foresight now. So these are potentially things that you can change, okay? Don't allow yourself to be walked all over by anybody, okay? Because, even if you're a nice person or a people pleaser, you can change that. I mean, you don't have to you can still be a nice person, but not somebody that's going to be walked all over in some way. So for some of you, like I said, that may be the case. But for others of you, like I said, this may be more of a case of, like I said, what's the end goal that I want to achieve here? Okay, now, is it that I just want to connect more deeply with this person? Do I just want to get along with them, or do I want to be right? Okay, and I feel like when you come to that realization, it'll hold you back from potentially trying to, make yourself feel like you're right in some form or another. Okay. But we definitely need some more information, don't we? A lot more information about what's going on here. Now, the 9th house as well can represent long distance travel. So for some of you might be actually going on a trip. You might be or booking a holiday or talking about going on a trip, maybe with this particular person here. But I definitely see also a lot of like this back and forth energy from you. And I'm wondering what that's about here. Let's get some more information. Your next 48 hours, what's going to be happening? We've got a win-win outcome is forecast. Believe in the impossible. Okay. Oh, and then a new start is coming. Love this for you. Okay. So this definitely feels like love is going to be a big theme here these next couple of days for you, group 2. Okay. I mean, with the Libra card here and the new start, the love begins. Yeah, I feel like this, like I said, this could be somebody brand new that's coming in to ask you out. This could be somebody you already know that wants to take your relationship to the next level, okay? There's something here that I feel like you have come to this conclusion that it's impossible, that it's not going to happen, that it's like you may even get into this place where you're like, it never happens for me. Why doesn't it happen for me? Or like you may be worried that it's not reciprocated in some way, but I feel like you're going to receive this information that it is reciprocal, okay, in these next 48 hours. You're going to get that clarity that, okay, what I was believing to be impossible is actually not impossible, okay? So it's going to change your belief systems and it's going to start off this new cycle, okay? And of course, here the win-win outcome is forecast. I mean, you can't do much better than that, can you, in terms of just life in general? Like, who doesn't want a win-win situation? Because that shows that whatever happens, it's a winning situation for you. Okay, you're going to feel on top of this, even though, like I said, there may be some stress that accompanies it initially. Like, for example, this could be a message that you receive and then you feel stressed out about how to respond to it. Like, you don't know, yeah, again, whether to like stand your ground, say your point, or whether you just like, let's just put it behind us, let's move forwards. Yeah, so it definitely feels like you're going to spend some time ruminating about it a little bit, okay? Or about, like I said, this offer that comes in, you're going to take some time to think about it. And especially if it is somebody brand new, you may not be too sure about them at first. You may be a bit like, don't know, going to take some time to think about it. And as I was saying that, look, TikTok, taking your time, taking your sweet ass time, group 2, and nothing wrong with that, okay? And you should take your time. If you're not sure about something, don't let anybody else pressurize you to make a decision sooner than you feel ready to, okay? So yeah, I definitely feel like this is you taking your time to think about things, ruminate over what it is you want to do moving forwards. Because I also feel like you're the type of person, group 1, that when you take action, or when you say you're going to do something, you really do take action. Okay, you're not somebody that wants to just allow yourself, like I said, to be walked all over, or for you to renege on the promises that you made, okay? Because it's like when you decide to do something, you stick with it, okay? You're not somebody, I feel like, that is wishy-washy. Now, you may be a bit wishy-washy up and down at times with this Gemini energy, but as a whole, I feel like I said, you might be very indecisive, but that's because you know when you do put your heart into something, there's no stopping you. So you may take your time before deciding what it is you want to do, or whether you want to move forwards in this connection, or how you want to react or respond to it. Message in a bottle. So there it is. Absolutely. You are going to be receiving a message here, specifically a written message. Okay, so this could be a DM, a text, or an email. We've even got soulmates on the bottom of the deck, which is so cute. I'm also drawn into the fact that we've got birds coming through here. Birds and bees. Oh my God, the birds and the bees. Birds and the bees. So maybe for some of you, you're going to be having an intimate moment. Okay, you could actually be, getting very intimate and close with someone, like physically close. Okay, like I said, that may not be for everybody, but for a lot of you, I do feel like you and a particular person, whether they're brand new or it's a new start to your connection, it's like you're coming together, you're sharing this love together, okay? You're having an intimate moment, okay? And it's going to all start off from this message. But like I said, I feel like you're going to take your time to reply to the message. You're going to really think about it because, you're thinking about the long-term ramifications of this, okay? Very interesting. Intriguing couple of days I see happening for you here. Okay, what's going to be happening in the next couple of days for you, the next 48 hours? Oh my goodness, my stomach. Please ignore that if you can hear it. So I fast during the day. I don't know why my stomach still isn't used to it, to be honest. Because I don't feel hungry, but my stomach tells me that I am. Okay, so we've got withdraw. We've got the fox there. And then the magi, which is like the magician. Okay. I mean, that makes sense to me though as well, because there is a withdrawing, okay? I feel like, there's a message that's coming in for you and you are not going to reply straight away. You are going to take your time. Maybe you feel like that's the fair thing to do, especially if this is somebody that had left you on red for a while or had ghosted you, or you feel like, you didn't really get anything from initially. So you may feel like that's the fair thing, is to keep them waiting now in order to balance things out. Okay, but this could be, like I said, you, depending on what it is that they actually say to you, this might maybe you deciding, you know what, I'm going to take my time. Like, I really need to think about this. I don't want to rush and just say something that I may regret later. I'm going to wait until I have full clarity about what it is I want from the situation and what it is that I want to say. Okay, so if you feel any kind of pressure to respond, just remember this reading, okay? Group 2, remember not to respond straight away. Give yourself a little bit of time, even if it's just an hour, okay? Because sometimes it's like reacting, you know what it's like if we react emotionally to a situation, and then when we don't feel so emotional about it, we then regret how we reacted because we let our emotions take over. Whereas when we allow ourselves to come to a place of neutrality, we're less likely to regret what it is we say because we're not coming from a place of high or a place of low. We're coming from a place of, centrality here. So I feel like, yeah, that's definitely your message of guidance, but also this is what's going to be happening. So maybe you don't even need to hear this as guidance, but I just feel like that's something I should say, okay? Now, I mean, the magic, oh my God, I can't even say it, the magician. Yeah, this is something you're manifesting here. Maybe you've been manifesting somebody to come in, okay, to reach out to you or to connect with somebody on this deeper level. But it feels like it's all going to manifest when you let go of the stress. So maybe this has been stressing you out for a little while. Okay, but then as you move forwards, you feel like, especially obviously when it comes through, like what you feel like is impossible is you see is now being possible, okay? And I feel like this is you also having a stronger belief in yourself and in your own magical manifesting abilities, okay? Because, yeah, you may be even thinking right now in this reading, oh my God, this doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, and like there's no way it's going to happen. I don't believe they're going to reach out to me, yada, yada, yada. But I feel like after these next 48 hours, you're going to have a stronger self-belief. Okay, we're like, wow, I managed to do that? Like, wow, I'm a lot more powerful than I thought I was. Okay. If this is making sense for you, by the way, so far, please comment a yellow emoji, a yellow heart, or a flower. Something that lets me know that this resonates with you, that it makes sense, so I know that I'm on the right path. But you can also like the video, that will also help. Okay, so what's going to be happening your next 48 hours, group 2? What's going to be happening in your next 48 hours? And remember, of course, you can always book a personal reading with me. The link to my website is in the description box below. I offer email readings as well as video readings. And I will be adding some other services onto my website very shortly. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, we've got 8 of Cups, the Chariot. Your next 48 hours. Wow. And the 10 of Wands. Yeah, I'm not surprised, especially with the 8 of Cups here reversed. Like, yeah, this is somebody coming back to you, okay? Sorry, 1 second, I just dropped a card. Okay. So this love begins, like I said, even though it feels like it's a new beginning, but it feels like this is somebody you may have had history with, okay? This could be an ex, okay? Somebody that may have left you. But it's like they're coming back to you with an emotional offer, okay? It's definitely happening. They are charging towards you with a lot of energy and a lot of emotion, okay? This person definitely feels a lot of emotion for you, group 2. And like I said, look at this Hangman. I feel like this is you feeling stuck. Because again, maybe this is something you've hoped for, but then when it actually happens, you're like, wow, now I don't know what to do with it. I actually don't know what to do with it. Because again, you can imagine, oh, I just want so-and-so to reach out to me. And you imagine all the ways in which it could happen and how happy you'd feel. And then when it actually happens, you're like, wow, either you aren't expecting them to say what they're going to say, or you yourself don't know how to react or respond. Okay, maybe even you feel a bit anxious at points because you're like, okay, now I feel pressure. Now I've actually got to like keep this up, keep this going. Okay, so yeah, something about the past returning, making steps forwards, you feeling stuck about it. Okay, and then the 10 of Wands here. I mean, you are going to be very busy as a whole, I would say, as a side note to this, even though I know it's a lot about love has come through for you in these next 48 hours. But there's still, obviously, there's going to be other things that you're going to be doing and focusing on, but it feels like you've got a lot on your plate. So maybe that's also why you hold back from this person, because it may be that you've got a lot going on and maybe you don't know like whether you've got time for them, especially if they ask to meet up with you. You may be like, not sure, I've got this and this and this to do. So maybe this is also a fact where you're like, wow, I can't believe they reached out, but why are they reaching out now? This is like the worst timing or something. So that could also be what's coming through here. This might be why you also take your time. Because also it's like the energy, maybe you feel like dropping everything when they come in because you've wanted to hear from them for so long. But then when they come in and you're like, but should I drop things for them? Should I stick with the plans that I already have? Or should I actually drop things so I can meet up with them? So this may be something as well you're contemplating, because obviously the part of you that wants that instant gratification wants to see them, okay, and wants to just make that happen. That's what you desire. But it may be the part of you that thinks about the long term, thinks about what you want from them long term, and maybe you want them to feel like, you know, they respect you, they respect your time. And if they just come out of the blue and expect to meet up, then you may be like, you know what, I don't want that, like, or like, I'm busy right now, I'm not going to drop everything for you, because then you may feel like this person isn't going to respect your time and that they can just pick you up and drop you whenever they like, or that they can come in and make last minute plans. Now, obviously, if you have a relationship established with somebody, whether it's friendship or romantic or family, of course, you know, spontaneous invites are always great. But, you know, especially in the beginning of relationships or talking stages, situationships, you don't want to feel like you're bending over backwards to be available for that person, because they won't respect you as much if you do so. If they don't feel like you've got a life, or they feel like you're putting them on a pedestal and dropping everything else for them. So this may be where this confliction comes in for you, where you're like, as much as I want to see them, spend time with them, I also need to stick with the plans that I already have in place. Now, of course, if you have no plans in place, that may be different. You may decide, yeah, you know what, I'm going to meet up with them, okay, because I actually don't have plans. But you may also tactically decide, you know, maybe I'll just tell them I have plans. And if they want to see me, they're going to have to ask me in advance, okay? So I know this has been a lot about love, but I can't help what's come through, you know. So every 48 hours is going to be different for all of us, for at different times, and obviously each of us individually. Obviously, there are some days that are going to be more about career. Some days are going to be more about love. Some days are going to be more about family, you know. Some days are going to be more about health. So it's not that there's nothing else going to be going on, but I feel like this is the theme. I feel like this is where that's going to be like the strongest theme of what's going to be happening, or maybe what's going to interest you the most in these next 2 days, okay? But the fishbowl messages will bring out anything else that may be happening, okay? So let's see. Your next 48 hours, what's going to be happening that you need to know. Okay. So we have limerence. Limerence. So this is that obsessive state of fantasy where there's a limerent object, okay? Somebody that either you're in love with or somebody that's in love with you, but that fantasizes about it. But you only become limerent when there's space, okay? Because think about obsession as a whole. You don't obsess over what you already know. Like if there's a particular subject, a mysterious subject, you're not going to be obsessed about a subject you know everything about because you know it all. Or you're not going to be obsessed over somebody that is sat next to you, okay, that's being open and transparent with you. You're not going to be obsessed because you know. You're only going to be obsessed or overly fantasizing about that which is not in your power to control or change, or that you don't have that closeness, okay? So yeah, a little bit of romantic obsession that's coming through here. So this may be what brings in this person. They may be limerent about you, but you may also be having some limerent thoughts these next couple of days, just to be aware. We've got embarrassed. So maybe there is something you find to be embarrassing, or maybe the way this person comes in you find to be embarrassing. Could be. Okay, but this could also be like, you know, like secondhand embarrassment, or when you have those flashbacks. I mean, I'm sure we've all had them, but where, you know, we've said something embarrassing or something we wish we could take back in a social situation, and then it like keeps flashing in front of our eyes. Okay, it could be something like that. Interesting, we've got the 10th house here, because there's not been a lot about that, because the 10th house is career. Okay, so I mean, maybe this is obviously you're going to be doing some work as well. You're going to be focusing on your career as well as this romantic connection. Maybe it's even love or your career that brings this person in some way. Maybe they come in and ask for some advice, okay, or some help on a project, or, you know, that may be the way they try to get in with you in some way. Could be. We've got 111, and then we've got 1 hour. So lots about ones, and even the one there. So you may be seeing a lot of ones in synchronicity, the master angel number, these next couple of days. But with an hour as well, it could be that something is going to happen 1 hour from now. Okay, you could be receiving this message in an hour from now. Maybe you've just already received the message and you decide in 1 hour. Or like I said before, maybe, like I said, this is taking 1 hour to reply to it. Okay, or at least 1 hour, taking your time before you're able to respond in the way that you want to, in a calm and peaceful way. And then we've got fix and take control of what you can. So yeah, I feel like this is very much your mentality these next 2 days, which I feel like is really great to see, because I'm not seeing any real pain here. Like I said, at points I feel like there's a little bit of mental stress happening, but as a whole you seem to be in a very balanced place. in a focused place. You seem to be positive, even though you may feel a bit tired, because I do feel this 10 of Wands, this may have actually a connection to the 10th house as well. Like, I don't feel like you're not going to be doing a lot. You're definitely going to be on the go a lot. You might be traveling a lot for work, like I said, okay, or doing a lot where it's like I said, you feel like you've got a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. Okay, but maybe it's also this loving situation that gets you through, okay, like mentally gets you through the day, like through all of these responsibilities and these actions that you're needing to take. Okay, but it's like, even though you may go into a bit of a fantasy place at times, I don't feel like you get stuck there so much. I kind of feel like it might be the other person that feels this way, that comes towards you. Because I feel like you are more in this kind of present place. You're not allowing yourself to get whisked away too much into fantasy. Like I said, maybe you do spend a bit of time there, but I don't feel like it's going to be like the be all and end all for you. I do feel you're going to be focused on those practical things, okay, that are within your control. Knowing that you can't control another person, you can't control the weather. There's so many aspects of life we can't control. But I feel like these next 48 hours, you're going to be focused, right, this is what I can do. I can focus on my career. I can focus on, these projects I have going on. I can focus on this person now that they're coming in. Okay, because as well, like, again, you can't control what this person says or when they approach you or how they approach you, but you control how you react and respond to them. And I feel like that's probably the strongest message here, is all about your reactions. That happened as well, or that came to me with that stand your ground card from the very beginning. Like, this is you really taking your time, okay, having patience before making certain movements, before communicating something, okay? So yeah, you seem like you're in a very strong place. I feel like this is going to be an overall very positive 48 hours for you, where you feel like certain dreams of yours are coming true. And then we do have this new start. There is a new beginning in love for you that I see here, okay? So I really hope that this does resonate. As I said, please comment below if it does. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link is below. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now. Okay, group number 3. Let's take a look at your next 48 hours and what's going to be happening for you. Okay, what's going to be happening in your next 48 hours, group number 3. Okay, so we've got the sacral chakra, the solitude card of Virgo. Love begins, but in reverse. Okay. So it feels like you're going to be stepping out in some way. So maybe if you felt pretty lonely lately or previously, or maybe now, I don't feel like you're going to feel as lonely in some way. Like, I feel like you're going to be stepping out of your house, like especially if you spend a lot of time at home recently. I do feel like, yeah, in these next couple of days, you're going to be out and about, okay? The Hermit reverse is stepping out of the darkness and into the light. Because this may be that you've been focusing a lot on, internal things, projects, home projects, work from home, even potentially, family. But yeah, moving forwards, these next couple of days, I feel like this is you, getting yourself out there. Like, even just getting yourself out for a walk or something. So yeah, I definitely see you stepping out of this quiet period, okay? Now, you may even be walking to somewhere, going to a lake, okay, or to a river. I'm seeing a lot of water here. So yeah, maybe a lake, a river, or the sea, or a swimming pool. Okay, maybe even for some of you, this might be a spa retreat. That would be nice. Enjoy that if that is you. Okay, so yeah, it could be a spa or something, but I see you connecting with your emotions, okay, through this, okay, because the water is symbolic as well of our emotions. So you may also be feeling a bit sensitive these next couple of days, but I feel like you're going to be focused a lot on self-love, okay, doing things that make you feel good, group 3, doing things just because you want to do them, not because it's benefiting someone else, but really because you feel like it's benefiting you in some way. Because I feel like oftentimes, group 3, you can be a very selfless person. You're always putting other people first, wanting to help other people. But this next couple of days, it feels like this is you focusing more on you, okay? We've got Vesta, and look, and we've got Ceres nurture. So yeah, I feel like this is you spending that time to nurture yourself, okay? Yeah, which is really lovely to see. So like I said, maybe this is like taking a long, like, salt bath or something. Okay, so you may be doing that. buying yourself flowers. Maybe someone else buys you flowers as well. But like I said, I just see a lot about the self here and you focusing on yourself. And like I said, you doing lovely things that care for yourself, that nurture yourself, making positive, healthy choices. For example, cooking yourself a very healthy meal, or baking yourself a cake just because you want it, just because you want to eat it, not because again you're trying to impress anybody else, or for whatever the reason is, like you just enjoy it for you. Okay, let's see what else is coming through here. Now we've also got the creativity with the sacral chakra. So this may be that you're going to be doing some kind of art project as well, or like I said, something creative with your time. Could be something creative with writing as well with Aquarius here. Show the world the real you. So yeah, this is like, again, you stepping out of your comfort zone. For some of you, this might also be, you might post something on social media, like especially if you've been MIA for a little while, you may post something on social media and get a lot of attention for it, okay? Obviously, that's not for everybody, but look at the bigger picture and fixed vision. Fixed sign energy coming through here, so which is it's like hyper-focused and fixated on something. So it's something about, you shining, about who you really are, like being your unique individual self, not allowing other people to bring you down in some way. Yeah, so it's like you're going to have a real focus these next couple of days. So maybe there's a particular goal you want to achieve, or a milestone that you want to reach within these couple of days. Okay, but you may also feel like you're hyper fixated on something. Like I said, maybe this is about yourself as well, focused on that self-love, focused on what makes you feel really good. But with this Sagittarius energy here as well, look at the bigger picture. It's like, I feel like your perspective is going to shift here. Like you're going to see things in a very different way. Like you're going to see your life in a very different way over the next couple of days. Okay, which is really lovely to see. Like, because it's going to be a positive thing. Because you may have been feeling, I just get this kind of sense of isolation, you feeling trapped, you feeling like you couldn't share. Oh, 1 second. I just need to sneeze. Well, I jinxed myself, didn't I? Because as soon as I said I needed to sneeze, I can't sneeze. It's so annoying. But anyway, there's something you feel like that you're going to be learning, okay, with Sagittarius as expansion. So maybe there's something here that with you feeling trapped or isolated, you feel like maybe you've learned a lot about yourself in this experience, or maybe you've spent a lot of time at home learning about a particular subject, and then you're able to start sharing that. Okay, so for those of you that are teachers, for example, or maybe this is you imparting your wisdom of what you've been learning while spending this time alone in isolation. Maybe for some of you have actually been ill recently. That could also be why you've been suffering with some kind of illness or some kind of injury that's kept you in this isolated place. Okay, but it's like the fire is always burning brightly though within you. Okay, you've got so much passion inside of you, group 3. And I feel like this is your time to start letting it out, okay? Because there's obviously a time and a place for it to be unleashed in some way. And it feels like this is your time, these next 48 hours. There's something about you exposing the truth, you revealing something about yourself, or revealing something about your own personal discoveries, about the world. It might even have something connected to human rights. Okay, or animal welfare with Aquarius energy, or something that's going to help the greater good, okay? Maybe you don't even see that it's going to help the greater good. Like, that's not something that, maybe it's not even your intention. Like, your intention may be something else, but then you realize that it's actually way more helpful than you had thought it was going to be. Okay, so we've got the here and now. And happy. I love to see that's the first time that's come through today. So really nice to see. Like, you're going to be in a very happy mood. Okay, so if you've been upset recently or you've not been feeling your best, just know that is going to be shifting here. You're going to be feeling really, really good. Okay, you're going to be feeling the happiest you felt in quite some time. Now, of course, happiness is like ebbs and flows, isn't it? We have our happy days, we have our sad days. Okay, but the next 2 days I definitely feel like are going to be much happier than what you've been experiencing recently. And I also feel like this is a lot in part down to you, like focusing on the present moment, being very grateful for what you have in the present moment, not focusing on what you don't have, not focusing on the things that are causing you any kind of stress, anxiety, or worry. It's like you're putting all of that away. Okay, and I feel like this is you focusing on, you know what, my life is great right now. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. Like you'll be in this place where you're focused on this present. You're not really future focused or past focused these next couple of days. I feel like this is you just purely living in the moment, day to day. Okay, not allowing yourself to be swept away by any nonsense I just heard. So I don't know, maybe you've been involved or you felt like you've been dragged into someone else's drama recently or something, or I don't know, but there's just this feeling of you needing peace, okay? You stepping out of your comfort zone with this very focused and fixed vision, maybe, like I said, sharing something with the world, sharing something even with the people that are closest to you that you care about. Maybe this is even a project, something you've been working on really hard, and then you're able to actually like put it out there to the masses in some way. Okay, so we've got strength, your next 48 hours, and we've got withdraw. Oh, just dropped all the cards. Oh, well. Okay. Now, the withdrawing energy, I feel like this is, like I said, where you've already been. I feel like you've already been withdrawing. Now, maybe you will decide to withdraw afterwards. Like, again, for instance, maybe you share something on social media. Like I said, whether it's about yourself personally or it's about, you know, other aspects of life or things that you're interested in. So you may post and then withdraw. Or maybe you'll go out and meet people, but then you'll withdraw after that. Okay, so, or like I said, these next couple of days, 48 hours, maybe you'll be active on the go. And then afterwards, it's like, okay, retreat now. Come back into my quiet place again. Okay, because it feels like there is this need for quiet. It's like you really crave to have that peace and quiet at points. I feel like group 3. Okay, so I feel like you're going to be leaning into that for sure over these next couple of days. Okay, after you've, like I said, done something that you feel like you've been working on for a while with the strength card, because I'm feeling here it's like it's giving me that vibe of, you know, you planting the seeds, that you've made all of the effort to help this flower or this tree to grow. Okay, it's like you've put in all of the steps and now you're watching it starting to flourish here. Okay, so it's like, yeah, you can actually withdraw after this because you see, you know what, I've done what I needed to do. I can take a step back. I can relax now. Okay, I've said my piece. I've shared what I needed to share. I've opened up in some way. And now I can take a step back. So very interesting couple of days, it seems like, what's going on here for you. Now, there's also something about an egg here. I keep seeing all these egg kind of shapes. So maybe you'll be eating eggs, okay, in the next couple of days. Or maybe you will be sitting on like some kind of beanbag chair or like some kind of spherical seat. Okay, could even be like, you know, a round rock. Okay, if you're going out somewhere, like definitely something about being seated on something round. Okay, or like I said, maybe consuming eggs or something. Okay, it could even be caviar. Weirdly, I just heard caviar came into my mind then. Okay, could have been for those of you that are very posh. Okay, interesting. We've got the 3 of Swords. I was not expecting that. The Emperor. Your next 48 hours, group 3. The Star. We've got double Aquarius coming through here, and then the Knight of Swords. Okay, so group 3. I mean, this is very painful. Very painful energy. I mean, this is like heartbreak and betrayal. So something I feel like may have been causing you a lot of pain, okay? But this may be that this is the catalyst that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Maybe you feel like you have to do more in order to avoid feeling this pain or in order to avoid this pain actually occurring in some way. Sometimes this can represent like third-party energy, love triangle, if that's something you know that you've been involved in. So it could have a connection to that, if that's something you know you've been involved in. But sometimes this can be like somebody else like trying to infiltrate whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, so it might even be somebody doesn't like what you're doing, somebody doesn't like what you say, or somebody doesn't like what you post. So you may receive a bit of a backlash. So it's just something to be aware of. There may be a potential backlash, but it may not be to your face. For some of you, I feel like this might be like people that are being two-faced, people that are jealous. Definitely picking up some jealous vibes here, because you are a very unique individual, okay? And I feel like you're also somebody that's multifaceted and talented. Like, you've got so many positive qualities going for you, group 3, that I feel like you can actually rub people up the wrong way sometimes, because they look at you and say, why does group 3 have all of these wonderful things? Why do they have all of this? Like, why do they deserve this? But obviously they don't see everything else that goes on. They don't know everything's going on in your life. They don't know the areas that you suffer in. They just see, the positive things. So it definitely feels like it's unwarranted, any of these people that might be thinking or saying these things. But just remember, they're coming from their own place of being triggered. They're coming from their own place of desire, because whatever it is that you have and they're coveting, they realize they've got a lack. They don't have what it is that you have, which makes them feel badly about themselves. So it's all projection. It's not really personal. It's personal to them, but it's not really personal against you. That's certainly what I'm sensing here. Okay. But then it's like, something here about somebody coming to your rescue. I mean, this seems almost very literal, this knight in shining armor coming in to save the day. So there may be somebody, like I said, that comes to your defense. Okay, somebody that speaks up for you, like somebody that, is defending you, that doesn't want anybody else to say something badly in some way, or doesn't want to bring you down. So they may, like I said, come to your defense outwardly, or like I said, if it might happen behind the scenes, somebody might be saying things behind your back, and this person is defending you. One way or the other, I definitely feel like you're going to feel that. You're going to feel like you've got people in your corner regardless of whatever happens. And again, I feel like you're going to be able to remain mostly happy. Of course, life has its ebbs and flows, its ups and downs, but as a whole, I feel like you're not going to allow things to get you down. Okay, I feel like you are going to remain in this emperor or this empress energy where you feel in control. Like, you're not letting things outside of your control really affect you, because you're like, well, there's nothing I can do about it. I can only do what I can do. So if this is what I have control over, this is what I'm going to do. I can't control what other people say, what other people think. I can just control myself and my own actions. So regardless of what happens here, you're going to be handling it in a very mature way, group 3, okay? And again, in a very peaceful way. We've had a few fly out already, but let's just see anything else that's coming through here with the fishbowl messages. Okay. So we have the 9th house, Sagittarius energy again. So again, I feel like this is more about learning, okay? But sometimes it can be about long distance travel, okay? So it could be travel trips or something you're talking about or planning. But to me, it feels like learning a lot of lessons, okay? Then we've got dance. Oh, that makes sense with the sacral chakra, actually, because to help balance out the sacral chakra, it's good to dance, like moving your hips especially. So maybe there's an opportunity for you to be doing some dancing, whether this is out and about with other people. Maybe you're going to do like a happy dance to celebrate something when something positive happens here. Or maybe this is like dancing alone in your room to music, okay? But definitely your sacral chakra is going to be activated here. Okay, we've got you have the wisdom, which again, I'm not surprised to see, because you really do. There's so much about wisdom and knowledge and learning coming through here. So you're definitely going to be learning a lot. And again, I feel like you're going to be sharing a lot of this wisdom. Now we've got the number 333. So this could be a number that you're seeing in synchronicity, okay? We've got petite. So it could be somebody that's very petite that you're going to be connected with over the next couple of days. Could even be somebody petite that's envious of you. We've got release envy. So like I said, I definitely see people being envious or jealous of you these next couple of days. So something to just watch out for. Oh my God, look, third party interference. And then infidelity. What are these? I just want to see what the rest of these are. We've got truthful intentions, cancel, social. So for some of you, like this might be even, for instance, you may know there might be a scandal that comes out. Maybe somebody that you know is cheating, okay? Or that comes to light. Maybe that's something that you uncover and you share with somebody. You may decide to share with somebody that someone's cheating or is... I was trying to think of like the verb for infidelity, or like the, you know what I mean. Well, somebody is being dishonest. Now, for some, hopefully this isn't connected to your own personal relationship if you're in a relationship. I hope not for you. I mean, I hope not for anybody, obviously. It's never a nice situation to go through, but obviously, if you know you're not in a relationship with somebody and you know you're not dating somebody that's in a relationship, then it may be this is somebody external. Like I said, this could be a friend of yours, okay? Could be a family member, could be a celebrity even that you feel close to in some way or that you admire, okay? Something that comes out about a scandal, somebody trying to infiltrate something here, it seems. We've got cancel as well. So yeah, again, this could be like somebody being cancelled, you know, in this day and age. That's how it is, isn't it? And if somebody, you know, does something really bad, they can end up being cancelled. So yeah, I really don't feel like this is you. I don't feel like this is you going through this specifically, but this is something I feel like it's going to affect you in some way indirectly, because it wouldn't be coming through if it wasn't going to have some kind of an impact on you. But it makes me think of like, you know, the Jennifer Aniston, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie saga many, many years ago. And that was such a scandal at the time. But even, you know, it changed so many people's perspectives on love, because people even say, you know, Jennifer Aniston could be cheated on, or like, you know, that it doesn't matter how beautiful you are or how, you know, you've got everything or how rich you are or what you have going for you. Like nobody is immune to certain things. So yeah, it might be something about this situation that changes your own personal perspective in some way, that shakes things up for you. Okay. The cancel may also be like a cancelled plan. You may decide to cancel a plan. You know, this could just be something very simple. You could be going on a coffee date or something, or I don't know, it could be anything that you had a loose plan or a rigid plan focused on. But I feel like you're being guided to be open to change these next couple of days, because yeah, something may end up being cancelled or postponed. Something social here could be. And then we've got the truthful intentions. So yeah, I feel like you are definitely coming from a place of truth these next couple of days. So again, maybe you find out about somebody being in a third party situation and you decide to tell the other person, okay? Or yeah, you may decide that you need to be more upfront and truthful about the situation. So that could also be what that truthful intentions is about. But either way, I feel like you are divinely protected, group 3. You know, whatever this scandalous situation is, I feel like, or whatever this this envy that people may have about you, I feel like you are divinely protected. Your spirit guides are around you, okay? They're going to make sure that you stay safe, that you stay protected through whatever this situation is connected to, okay? So it's nothing for you to worry about, definitely not. I feel like you're going to end up in a really good place, okay, off the back of this situation regardless. You're going to be in a happy situation. You're going to be grateful, focusing on the now, focusing on self-love. But yeah, definitely a very interesting couple of days coming out for you. Now, if this makes sense, please comment a green emoji of some kind, okay? Now, you may want to wait until the 48 hours has passed, but if this is already making some kind of sense to you, please do comment below or like the video, which lets me know that this, you know, that I'm on the right track and it makes sense for you. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is below. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.